Welcome to my Max session. In today's section, we're going to see a very important chapter and a slightly tricky chapter also called exponents. So this chapter is being used in this syllabus is being this particular chapter is covered in all grades, all higher grades, and a very important chapter for solving any algebraic problem or algebraic expression. So with that note, let's get started. Before starting, big thanks to people who have subscribed to my channel in the last one and a half months, and people who have liked my videos, especially for my profit and loss videos, and for people who have taken your time to give your comments in the comment section. Thank you so much, and it definitely means a lot to me. So with that note, let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to explain you in a very simple manner. I'm not going to explain in a very elaborate manner. I'll try to solve more sums. Okay, so this exponents has got two parts. Okay, so the one is called the base, and another one is called as an exponents. Exponents are nothing but it's repetitive multiplication. So exponent specifies the number of times the base will be multiplied by itself. So for example, a to the power 2. So this is to be read as 2. And this a is called as the base. This power 2, a is raised to the power 2. This is called as an exponent or the power. So what does it imply? It implies that this base is going to be multiplied twice. That is a into a. For example, if 3 is raised to the power 2. Okay, so I'm going to multiply my 3 2 times because it has the power here or the exponent here is 2. So you'll have to multiply it twice. So my answer is 9. For example, 4 raised to the power 4. I'm going to multiply my base, that is this is my base, this is my power or this is my exponent. I'm going to multiply my base 4 times. My exponent says 4. So 4 into 4 into 4 into 4. So 4 into 4 into 4 into 4 will be 256. So certain rules or certain laws to be followed by solving the exponent problems. So I've written almost everything, I guess. So I've written 11 laws. So let's see one by one. This is called my base. Okay, one is called as my exponent. Okay, now one more time. Whenever you write, you will have to write your base will have to be slightly bigger than your exponent. For example, the size of the your base should be slightly bigger than the exponent. That is, in other way, your exponent has to be slightly smaller. You cannot write like this. Okay, you will have to write like this. Otherwise, it will be very confusing for you to when you want to recheck your answer. You will be very confused if it is really 32 or if it is 3 to the raised to the power 2. Okay, so let's move on to the laws. Number 1. Okay, x to the power 1 is always x. Anything raised to the power 1 is 1. X to the power 0, a base raised to 0, anything to the power 0 will be 1. This is called as a zero rule of exponent. Again, anything to the power 0, it can be rational or fraction number also. So x by y to the power 0 is 1 again. Next one, x to the power minus 1. This is called in case of a negative exponents. So minus n is a negative exponent. It's not a positive one. So a to the power minus n can be written as 1 by a to the power positive n. Okay, or vice versa, same. In case if there is a positive a to the power n, you can change it as negative bringing down to the denominator. Same one. Next comes the product rule with the same base. So what is product rule with the same base? I've got a same base, that is AA, right? If I've got the same base and I've got a different parts or different exponents, I can just have my base and I have to add my powers. Okay, next one. In case my if the product rule with the same exponent, if you got a different base, for example a to the power m into a b to the power m, so the dot implies a product, dot implies multiplication. Okay, so you'll have to multiply my base to this carry my same power. Next comes the quotient rule with the same base. If they have got the same base and if it's a division 1, I'm going to just do a subtraction with respect to my exponents. Same thing. In case if I've got the different base, okay, so this is quotient rule with the same exponent. I'm going to carry my exponent to the both to the numerator as well as to the denominator. Next, call this power of power rule. A to the power n multiplied by another power m. Okay, so I've already gotten power, that is a to the power n. But the whole thing, I'm got another power also, it's called m. So I'm going to carry the same base, I'm going to multiply my two exponents. Next one, quotient rule with the negative exponents. A by b, the whole power minus m. It will become b by a to the power positive m. Next one, n, this is called nth root. Nth root of x. Nth root of x can be written as x to the power 1 by n. Again, a to the power m by n. This is called as a fractional exponent. Here my exponent is represented in a fractional way. So a to the power m by n, or it can be written as nth root of a to the power m. You can actually relate to this one. It's very simple. It can be written as a to the power 1 by n multiplied by m. So it will become a to the power m by n. So if this is your first time reading with a chapter called exponents, definitely this will be head spinning. But still, if you start practicing and applying these laws to solve the problem, it will be, trust me, this will be very easy for you. So practice is the key here. So let's get started. I'll solve you two sums. I'll try to solve you slightly difficult, not a basic sum, where I will simultaneously I'll explain with you how to apply this rule or law to a law and apply and solve the problem. Okay, so here I've taken a problem. This is now not a first initial basic problem, but a quite easy one only. So let's get started. It's given, I have to solve this one. A, if there is nothing is given, it means there's a power 1. Okay, so a, b square, this can also be said as b square or b to the power 2. Okay, b square, the whole thing to the power 4 multiplied by a to the power 4, b to the power 1 divided by a to the power 1, b square, the whole thing put to the power minus 1. Okay, so let's get started. What is this? I've already got this. There is an already one power. There's another power, so we are going to apply power of power rules here. So a to the power 4, I'm going to multiply, and b 2 into 4 is 8. So what rule I have applied here? It is the where is my power rule? So a to this one, this rule I have applied, that is a. I've already got a power here, and for that another power is also multiplied. What I will do, I will write a, I will have to multiply my powers n into m. This is what I have done here. That is, I have multiplied b2 to the power whole 4. That is, what I have done? Okay, there is a 4 here. So I have written b to the power. I have multiplied my exponents. That is 2 into 4 is 8. This is how I have written this answer. Okay, next one. So here there is nothing to solve. So I am going to write the same thing as it is by, now there is a negative integer here. So a to the power minus n, I'm just taking it inside, b to the power, again same thing, power of power rules, it will be minus 2. What is it now? Now I have cleared all the brackets. Now I'm going to solve this. So a to the power 4, b to the power 8 multiplied by a to the power 4 b. See, a to the power 4, and there is nothing, I mean there is mode of operation is not mentioned like plus or minus. It means it's a product. Okay, so there is a product here, symbol here. It's a multiplication. We'll have to multiply this one. Multiply b to the power 4 into, now I'm going to take my negative sign to my numerator, so it will become positive. That is, I'm going to apply my what rule? My negative, this one, my negative exponent rule. 1 by a to the power minus n is going to become a to the power n when I'm taking to the numerator. This rule I'm going to apply. So it will become a positive 1, and if I'm going to take to the numerator, it will become b positive 2. Okay, so what is the rule I have applied? I have applied a to the power minus n is nothing but a to the power n. So this rule I have applied here. So now I'm going to solve. So how do I solve? I'm going to first group all my like terms. For example, this is a, Okay, so A and A. What rule applies here? Here you will have to apply a product rule with the same base. So I've got the same base. I'm going to apply product rule with the same base. It is a to the power m into a to the power n. So a to the power m into a to the power n. I'm going to add that is a. I'm going to add all my powers, all my exponents. 4 plus 4 plus 1. Again the same way. You want to add b. See, b. Take the same base. I'm going to add my exponent. Nothing is mentioned. It means it has got the power 1 plus 2. So a to the power 9, b to the power, it is 9, 10, 11. Okay, b to the power 11. So this is the answer. So what are the rules we have covered here? Power of power rules we have covered. Okay, a to the power n, the whole power m means a to the power mn. That rule we have applied, and we have also applied the negative exponent rule. That is 1 by a to the power minus n will become a to the power n. My negative exponent will become positive. That rule we have applied, and here we have applied the product rule. That is product rule if I have got the same base. For example, a to the power m into a to the power n, which means I will have to add my exponents. Okay, so m plus n. So this is the rule I have applied here. So that's it. Okay, I have taken another sum here. So 2 a to the power 1 b to the power 3 c minus 1 multiplied by a to the power 4 b to the power minus 2 and c to the power 1, the whole thing power 0, divided by 2 into a to the power minus 2 b to the power minus 4 c to the power minus 1. Anything to the power 0 will be 1. Okay, it can be a small expression or a big one, or any mode of operation can be there. Anything raised to the power 0 will be answer will be 1. So 1 divided by 2 a to the power minus 2 b to the power minus 4 c to the power minus 1. This law has been often asked in probably in all exams. That is anything raised to the power 1. Right? This is called as the zero rule of exponents. This is one of the tricky questions. They might ask a very long or a very big expression to solve, and with the given power 0. So immediately our tendency will be to just start solving the problem. So before start solving the problem, kindly see what is the power raised here. If it is 0, you need not solve what is given inside. You can just write answer as 1 here. Now we'll have to solve this power and one more important thing also. Please kindly check for what expression is the power is raised to 0. So in this case, the power is raised to 0 only for the numerator. It doesn't cover the denominator. So for denominator, we need to solve the answer. And only for the numerator, your answer will be 1. Now in next one, what is it we're going to do? We're going to take my I'll take all my negative exponent to the numerator now. Okay, now I'm going to take all the negative into the numerator. That is, what is the rule applied is 1 by a to the power minus n will be a to the power n. Okay, so this is negative exponent rule apply. I'm going to apply here. So I'm going to take everything up there. So a to the power 2, b to the power 4, c to the power 1. So my answer will be a square b power 4 c1 divided by 2. So this is my answer for this question. So before concluding, I just want to give you 2 or 3 tips or suggestions here. So before starting with the exponents problem or before starting the chapters, kindly prepare yourself a sheet like this. Just write all the rules or the laws of the exponents and stick wherever you are in the place you are studying. So it becomes really easy for you to get used to the rules, and also very quickly you can apply and solve the problem. Number 1. Number 2, whenever you are writing an experiment problems, kindly recheck the question you have written from the question paper or your book. Okay, because this involves a lot of numericals and also alphabets and also powers and all. So any one mistake, any one slightest mistake of the sign or number will not give you a right answer for you. So kindly recheck. Okay, that's very important. Number 1. Number 2, try to write neatly and legibly. It is very important. If you want to recheck, if you want to re-examine, if you don't write neatly, then it will be very difficult. So kindly write neatly, and make sure that you write the powers or the exponent slightly smaller than the base. um, yeah, that's it. Okay, next session I'll try to solve you more slightly more complicated exponent problem. With that note, thank you so much. If you find this video useful,